Welcome to Coding Blind Tech. Hey everyone, welcome back to Coding Blind Tech, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Codex CLI. Alright, so more specifically we're going to be looking at how to change your model and then select your model and then also select the effort level. The main thing is that we're going to be looking at how the screen reader handles the output and how you can tell which one you have selected. Alright, in my most recent video, or a recent video for Codex, I did a Codex CLI installation video. If you haven't seen that yet, make sure you go check it out. It's in the description below, and then I also pinned it in the comments as well, that way so you would have access to it. Alright, we're going to be using NVDA screen reader from NV Access. That's NV Access, and then we're going to be using Visual Studio Code. Alright, getting into the video. So we have a bare bones React app open right here. It's just a simple task manager that I'm going to be building in a future video. So we have that open on the screen. I like to work with the terminal through the integrated terminal in Visual Studio Code. It's a lot easier to handle, and it's right here where all the code's being written anyway, and then that makes it a lot easier to access. So getting started, we need to start up Codex. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to press Control plus Grav. Grav is above the Tab key.
Terminal 1, comma.
Alright, so this is going to pull me down to my terminal. This is going to open it up here in the folder that we have open in Visual Studio Code, which is the Task Manager base React app. I'm going to type Codex, so C-O-D-E-X, and I'm going to press Enter.
Codex. Terminal 1, comma. Codex use.
Alright, so now to review the output, I can press Alt plus F2.
File. Terminal 1, comma.
Okay,
blank.
So let me do that again.
Accessible view.
There we go. So now we're in the accessible view. I'm going to press Control plus Home, or Control plus End to go to the bottom of the output.
Press Enter to continue.
Alright, so I'm going to up arrow because it's asking us a question.
No and 2 space to load. Do you trust the contents?
Alright, so let's read this question.
Do you trust the contents of this directory? Question.
Alright, so it's just asking us, do we trust the contents of this directory? You'll get this whenever you open up Codex in a new directory for the first time. And here's a good place where I can show you the screen reader reading how to know what you have selected. So I'm going to down arrow to the options.
To load. No indent 1.
Okay, so you heard there no indent 1. Let's up arrow one time.
2 space to load.
And I'm going to down arrow again and let you listen to that.
No indent 1. Yes, comma. Continue.
Okay, 1 period and then yes, continue. Now you heard no indent. Now I'm a down arrow to the second option.
2 space 2. No comma. Quit.
All right, it's super important. You heard 2 space 2. No quit. The 2 spaces, so what that means is the first option right now is selected. Now anything with 2 spaces is not going to be, that's just going to be options that are available. How you know which one is selected is because it's going to be, it will not be indented. So I'm going to press Control Grav, or you can press Escape.
Terminal 1, comma.
That's going to put you back in the terminal right here. I'm just going to press Enter.
Terminal 1, comma. Terminal 1, comma. Braille 3456 Task Dash Manager use Alt.
Alright, so it's just started up Codex. I'm going to Alt F2 to read our output.
Accessible.
And again, I always go to the bottom and then I up arrow to find the top.
GPT.
Alright, so when I go to the bottom, this is what we hear.
GPT-5.6- sol high middle tilde.
Alright, so right now you can hear I've got it on GPT 5.6 Sol, and then our effort level is on high or extra high. So with the screen reader, X high and high get read as the same. So I'm just going to go home. I'm going to press the home key.
G.
This takes me to the beginning of that line. I'm just going to press Control right arrow.
Dash 5 dash sol high middle dot high.
And then now I'm at the beginning of high, and I'm just going to read character by character with the arrows.
I, H, space.
All right, so it is just high effort level. All right, and then if I up arrow,
Space blank, no indent, use / skills to list available.
it always gives some recommendation of something, a tip, right?
Space blank, no indent bullet, you have one usage limit.
And then I keep up arrowing, and it talks about usage, so they will give you some free usages that you can use when you say you run out of your usage, and before a reset is ready to occur, you can use that. They've been doing that.
Space, no indent.
All right, so you can continue to read on your own up. I would recommend that. Make sure you explore, but we're going to go ahead and show how to change the model.
Terminal.
So again, you can hit escape or control Grav to get back down to your terminal and get out of that accessibility view. And now we're going to type /model and then press enter.
Model. Select model and effort. Access legacy models by running codex-m less model line name greater or in your config.tom l1. GPT-5.6 -sol left paren, current right paren, latest from.
All right, so you hear right there, it gives you some information and then talks about legacy models. And then it also says that the GPT 5.6 SOL is what we have selected. I'm going to hit Alt F2 and then do my normal Control End.
Accessible. Press enter to confirm or ESC to go back.
All right, so we can press enter to confirm or escape ESC to go back. Now I'm going to up arrow till I get to option 1.
Space 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, no indent 1.
Okay.
GPT.
So you hear there, no indent 1. So again, that just lets you know that that's what's selected. Now if I down arrow to here 2.
2 space 2 .
Again, you hear 2 spaces. Now I'm going to read this line again.
2 . GPT-5.6 Terra balanced agentic.
All right, so it talks about GPT 5.6 Terra. Our third option is
3. GPT-5.6 Luna fast.
There you go, GPT 5.6 Luna. This is their fastest, smallest model as far as their newest model lineup goes. So we actually want to select that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control Grav to get back down to my terminal.
Terminal 1.
Then I'm going to, we already know number 1 selected. So if we down arrow, we know we're going to have 2. If we down arrow again, we'll have 3. So
blank
2
blank
3.
2. GPT.
And I wouldn't worry about what it announces there. You should always rely on just going and hitting Alt F2.
Access.
And then going to the bottom,
press
Control End, and then up arrowing till you make sure that that result is what's selected.
Space 2 space 5 . 4 . No indent 3 .
Awesome. So we hear no indent 3. We know that's the one we want to select. So now I'm going to go back down to the terminal.
Terminal.
And I'm just going to hit enter.
Select reasoning level for GPT-5.6 Luna 1.
All right, so that's important there. As soon as I pressed enter, you heard it announce to me to select the level, the reasoning level, but it also announces that we need to select it for GPT 5.6 Luna. So that's important because that tells you that you did select the right model. Now, let's say that you didn't. You can just press escape.
Select model and effort.
And then that'll take you back and you can Alt F2.
Accessible.
Go to the end with Control Home or End.
Press N.
And then up arrow.
Space 2, 5, 4. No indent 3.
Awesome. So you hear that the item, the option you had selected is still selected. So I'm going to go back down to our terminal. And I'm going to press enter.
Select reason.
Awesome. So this is going to now allow us to select the reasoning level. Now again, Alt F2.
Accessible.
Control End to go to the bottom.
Press enter to confirm or ESC.
And you hear again, press enter to confirm or ESC to escape. I'm just going to up arrow to see which one's selected.
Space blank 2 space 5 . 4 . 3 . No indent 2 . Medium left paren. Default.
Okay, looks like the default is selected, which is medium. So that's item number 2. And we're going to leave it there. Again, we could up arrow or down arrow to choose a different effort level. If I go down to 5.
2 space 4 5 space 2 space 5 .
All right, so 5.
5 . More reasoning .
is more reasoning, and then ... So we have our ellipsis. If you press this, what it's going to do is just give you another list. It's going to be an option 1 or option 2, and that's going to be the max effort level or the ultra code effort level. Those I'm not going to mess with right now. I'll go into a future video. They're very heavy and they use a lot of your usage, so be sure to use them wisely. But for now, we're going to stick with the medium. So we can go down to our terminal with Control Grav or Escape. Just be sure if you hit Escape, only hit it one time, because if you hit it twice, it'll go back in the menu. All right, we're going to hit Enter right here.
Use/skills to list available skills GPT dash.
Awesome. So it just spits out that talks about the tip again that I told you about. So I'm a Alt F2.
Accessible.
And now if I go to the bottom with Control End and I read my current line. Now, if you want to know how I'm reading my current line, I'm on a big keyboard setup and I have the numpad on the right. Numlock is off and I just hit the 8 key.
GPT-5.6- Luna medium middle //
Awesome. So there you go. You hear GPT 5.6 Luna, and then you also hear medium. So that concludes this video. We showed how to go in, start Codex in a new directory, and then how to select a model and effort level. We also looked at how the screen reader will read you the output, what the best way to know what you have selected is. And that's it. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.